What's up, everybody? Possessed Cameron is back because you can't see my eyes. This is my... I had to take a little break from videos because, you see, the more videos I have on the videos I filmed this day gives me less runtime on other videos. So what I had to do was I had to wait till all those videos got uploaded. Then I got sidetracked with a bunch of stuff, but now I'm here. We got the final board game of the day, and probably my favorite out of them all. We got Horrified. The stakes have been raised. It's 1 to 5 players, ages 10 and up. It takes all 7 of the universally classic monsters: Dracula, Frankenstein, and his bride, the mummy, the creature from the Black Lagoon, the werewolf, and the invisible man, and puts them all into one game where you're going to have to defeat a certain number of them to win the game. You can go up to against 2 to 4 monsters. On the back, here we have the back here. It shows all their pieces, but I'll go over each of their pieces. But so far we have Wolfman, Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, the Bride, the Mummy, and the Invisible Man. My personal favorites to go up against would be either the Invisible Man or Frankenstein and the Bride. You go against Frankenstein and the Bride at the same time. It says on the back here, a city screams in terror, a cooperative game against the world's most famous monsters. The village is under attack. Dracula, the Mummy, Frankenstein's monster, his bride, and more are on a rampage, and your team of heroes must defeat them. Each monster offers an entirely unique challenge, and players can adjust the difficulty by playing against a new group of adversaries every game. Oh, what the fudge? Overcome them all before the horror overwhelms you. Yes, there is 2 ways to lose this game, and 1 way to win it, and, of course, you can already guess that the 1 way to win it is to defeat the monsters. This game is made by Ravensburger, the same game that made my beloved Villainous games. I mean, the same company. And they also made a Jurassic Park game that I'll be reviewing. Actually, I might do a video on it tonight. I don't know. Probably not, though. Okay. So, this is my newest, most recent board game that I've got. As soon as you'll open it, you'll open up on the board, and there's a little note here for you. It says, "We feel it would be a little unkind to present this game without just a word of friendly warning. You are about to unfold on one of the strangest tales ever told. We think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now's your chance. Well, we warned you." It says it in those big letters right there. So if you open the board, I'm going to have to stand up for this one. If you open the board, it's a city. I'm going... fudge. I'm failing miserably at all this. So, I'm going to put the tablet down real quick, and I'm going to move the Villainous games backwards and lean my tablet up against it. Okay. I hope that's not too far away. No, it's not a problem. At least it gives me more space. So, not the villain guide, no, that's from Villainous. The instructions here, yeah. The locations we have on the top right corner of the board, we have the dungeon, the barn, the inn, the theater, the tower, if I already mentioned that, and the docks is like right here. It's a little bit cut off, but yeah, we have the docks. And on this corner, we have the cave, the camp, the precinct. The mansion is right here, but that got kind of cut off. But yeah, on this square right here, the bottom left, we have the mansion, the abbey, the crypt, the museum, the church, the hospital, and on this square, the final bottom right square, we have last part of the docks, the shop, the graveyard, laboratory, and the institute. There's also water spaces, which only the creature from the Black Lagoon may, what's the word, occupy. We got the lagoon, where he starts, the river, and the waterfront. One way to lose is at the start of the game. You're gonna, let me just dump all these monster pieces out over here. At the start of the game, you're going to take this little terror marker, and you're going to put it on the 0 right here on the terror track. If a villager dies or a hero gets hit, you're going to slowly move the terror track for each villager that gets killed or each hero who gets hit. And if it reaches the final space right here, then you lose. That's one way to lose. The other way to lose is at the end of each. You can't take too many turns. At the end of each turn, you're going to draw a card off the top of the monster deck, which I'll talk about later. And if that monster deck if that monster deck runs out, then you also lose because you let the monsters roam too far. So it's gonna come with this little handbag here, and you're gonna just mix up all those pieces. At the beginning of the game, you're going to randomly draw 12 items out of the bag and place them. Like, I got a red item with a strength of 5, and it belongs at the theater, so I am going to put it right here at the theater. Each hero has a certain amount of actions that they can take, and one of those actions that you can take is pick up any items in your space. Of course, you're going to need the items to defeat the monsters. It's literally the only way out. I will indeed also, even if I have to make a second part to this video, I am going to go over how to defeat each different monster, because I have found no video on YouTube that tells you how to defeat each monster. So let's move on to our heroes first. Just get those out of the way. Honestly, I'm actually going to rank the heroes from the best to worst to get. Well, let me see. What hero do I think is the worst to get? I honestly think that the worst hero to get would be the Inspector. Oh, there's a total of 7 heroes, by the way, and there's 1 village, and there's 10 villagers. Villagers, different monster cards from the monster deck will tell you to place them on their spaces. Like, this guy, I think you put this guy at the docks, and you have to manage to move him all the way to the hospital, because that's the location at the top of this thing. But I think the worst character to get would be the Inspector, because she has 4 actions, but her special action is to place her in any space with a monster, which is good towards the end of the game, but I don't think it would be towards anything else. I think the next worst hero would be... Actually, you know what? No. The Inspector is not the worst. The Professor is the worst. His ability is, he has 4 moves, and his ability is literally move any hero or villager 1 space. So, you could do that on your own turn. But how's that going to help them? You could also be able to move closer to danger. So the Inspector is right in front of him here. Actually, no, I think I'm also going to move the Inspector up again, because we also have this little kid here. Place your hero in any space with another hero. 4 actions. Yeah, she's not moving up anymore. I think the next worst to get would be the Mare. She may have 5 actions, but she has no special ability. I think the next worst to get would be the Explorer, because she only has 3 actions, but you can place her in any space. Not just like the Inspector, where you could place her in any space with a monster, but you could literally place this chick in any space you want. Not any water spaces, but the second to get, I think the second best to get would be the Scientist, because she can always add 1 strength to it, and she's especially good on defeating the Werewolf, because she starts by the laboratory, and you need a certain amount of strength for each item you play on the Werewolf to get it. And if she needs 1 more strength, then she can add that with 1 of her actions. But the best to get, and I'm pretty sure most people share this opinion with me, the best to get is the Archaeologist, because he can pick up items on an adjacent space. If he's like, where is he? If he's like right here in the shop, and there's a blue item right here in the laboratory, he could just pick up that item using 1 of his actions. He could pick up, like if there's one, if he's right here, he'll move here, that's 1 of his actions. He'll pick up an item here, that's 2. Then he'll pick up 5 actions here, he'll pick up 5 items here, that's 3. And then he'll like defeat, and then he'll like place something to the werewolf or something, that's 4. So he's really good. He's definitely the best to get in the game. I don't know where the heck they were going with the Professor, but honestly, he is not good at all. Let's see here. What do I want to go over next? I want to save the monsters, because... Come on. I'm going to save the monsters till last, because I do want to save the best for last. We don't really need to go over the dice, but... Well, actually, yeah, I'll just say... No, we'll go over... We're going to spend like 2 seconds on the dice. But that's only because of the monster deck. So at the beginning of the game, this game is, like I said, 1 to 5 players is one of the few board games that you can actually play with just 1 player. You're going to get these. It explains what to do on your hero phase, which is basically just take your actions, and it'll explain all the actions and stuff like that you could take. You got move, you can move your hero. Guide, you can move 1 villager to or from an adjacent space. Pick up any number of items in your space. Share items between heroes in your space, like you can give items to heroes. Advance a task by using an item at the specified location, which you're going to be using that to defeat the monsters. Defeat a monster by using items in that monster space after you do what you need to do. And special action as noted on your hero's badge, which are these things. And they're cardboard, by the way. Not just any cheap, flimsy thing. Any player may play any number of perk cards on their turn. Yeah, perk cards. You get 1 perk card at the beginning of the game. And you can play it. Playing perk cards does not take up an action. But the way you get more perk cards is if you guide a hero to their safe location. And that's pretty much the only way to get perk cards. So, I'm going to put all of them back in there real quick, because what's the best part of playing Horrified? Fighting the monsters. If I had to rank the monsters from easiest to hardest, the easiest would be Dracula. Then the second easiest would be the Invisible Man. Then the third easiest, I'd put... I'd put the Lake Monster as the third easiest. Now, the third hardest would be the Wolfman. The second hardest would be Frankenstein and the Bride. And the hardest would have to be the Mummy. The Mummy is very difficult. A lot of people that I've seen on YouTube said that the Frankenstein is harder than the Mummy, but I think that the Mummy's way harder. So here we have the monster deck. At the end of the turn, you're going to draw something off it, and like it says here, place Elizabeth at the mansion. So you'll do just that. You'll place her at the mansion. But at the top, it shows a 3 here. That's how you're going to get items on the board. If it has 3 at the top of the card, you're going to draw 3 items out of the bag and place them at the location that it says on their card. Each monster also has symbols, like there's Frankenstein, the bride, and the monster with the lowest number on their card. Like, say you're playing against Dracula and... Say you're playing against Dracula and the Wolfman. The Wolfman, the number at the top at his card is a 5. The number here is a 1. So, holy fuck, my nose is a 1. So he's going to get this fire marker, and you're just going to place it right here. Whoa, you can't, like, see it. It's right here. It's fire marker right here. That means that, like, when you draw a card, and, yeah, where did I put that card? Did I put that card back on top? No, I didn't. Where did I? Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, if it shows the fire symbol, it affects the monster that has that fire marker. And when that happens, it shows, like, they'll move, like, if Frankenstein was on the board, he'd move 1 and roll 2 of these dice. Now, if he rolled a hit point, then he would hit somebody. Heroes can block hits with a certain number of items, but villagers cannot, so villagers will die instantly. If a hero gets hit, you're going to take your hero off the board, but on their next turn, you're going to spawn them in the hospital and proceed as you wish. There's also the exclamation point, which each monster has their own special ability, which you'll follow via the exclamation point. Each monster has their own color cards, which will tell you if they affect a certain monster or not. But a lot of the times, the cards you draw don't. Well, actually, yes, they do, but what do I know, right? Okay. So, yeah, my runtime isn't even close to being up, so I could spend a while on this video if I wanted to. Let me put these back in order. I put them in order from who has the highest number on their card. So the first villain we're going to go over is none but the easiest, Mr. Dracula. Probably the most classic monster in the world. Okay, so how Dracula starts is you're going to take these 4 coffins here, and you're going to place 1 at the dungeon, 1 at the cave, 1 at the crypt, 1 at the 1 at the graveyard. Hold on, guys. Let me see something real quick. Okay, well, I wanted to see if I was able to turn the camera around, but I can't. So what you do, you're going to place 1 of Dracula's coffins at the crypt, the cave, the graveyard, and the dungeon. You're going to place Dracula himself at the crypt. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to have to move your hero to a location where Dracula's at and play a... Like, you see how it has a red 6 on it? Can you see the coffin? Wait, can you? You see how it has a red 6 on it? So, let me find items here. Well, anyways, you're going to play you're going to have to go to a space with a coffin in it and play an item with a red item with a strength of 6, or red items that add up to a strength of 6. After you do that, you're going to and you break a coffin, you're going to flip it over to this side, and you're going to put on Dracula's card, where you can see the coffin broken. And after all 4 coffins are broken, you're going to have to go to Dracula's space and play yellow items that add up to a strength of 6 to defeat him. You can only do this after you break every single one of his coffins. And believe it or not, it sounds pretty hard, but it is honestly not. He's not hard to beat at all. He is, he is none but the easiest. So the next villain we be looking at is the Mummy. We'll be looking at the Mummy. Oh, you cannot see. Oh, that's because the bag's in front of the camera. You'll see the Mummy. So, the Mummy's setup is, he probably has the most time-consuming setup, because what you have to do is you'll have to mix up, at the bottom of his card, he has these little, bottom of the card, he has these little, these 6 things here. That will be where you put these, here, I'll move the Mummy all the way up there. Hold on, guys, I'll pick the camera up back in a second. Well, the tablet. I just need to grab stuff because this guy has a lot of special pieces to him. So let me just set up the Mummy real quick. Sorry, guys. Okay, well, I'm done setting them up. So what you're going to do is, oh boy, this video is going to be all wonky because I just saw that my camera was tilted to the side. You're going to take the Mummy here, which that's his piece. They're not incredibly detailed, but they are cool. And you're going to put the Mummy at the museum. What you're going to have to do is, there's these scarabs right here on his board. 1, 2, and 3 are on the spaces with 4, 5, and 6. And 4, 5, and 6 are on the side where you have to get the 1, 2, and 3. How you do that is you're going to have to go to the museum, which the Mummy will be moved from there by then, of course. And you're going to have to play yellow items. Like, based on, like, if you're at the space with the museum, and you play a cross from the church with a strength of 4, you're going to be able to slide those scarabs 6 times. You cannot overlap scarabs, that is one thing. I don't think you can overlap them. Like, you can't just, like, switch them around like this. But after you get them all in their correct spots, then you'll be able to go to the space where the Mummy is at, and you have to play items with a strength of 9 or more in the Mummy space to defeat the Mummy. He is pretty freaking difficult. I'd say the best person to go up against the Mummy would either be the scientist or the mayor, because the mayor can play a lot more items, but the scientist can also add strength to items that she plays. So, yeah. That's it for the Mummy. Nice! None of these monsters except for the Mummy and Frankenstein and his bride are actually hard to... Oh, also, eventually the Mummy's card will give you the soul sign. I don't exactly know what the soul sign does, but I'm pretty sure it just makes sure that the Mummy always goes towards you. The next one we're going to be looking at is the one with the most easy, quickest setup. which, well, actually not, but Frankenstein and his bride here. We have him here. Jesus. Stupid freaking camera, dude. Oh my god. You've got to be kidding me. Why won't it stay up? Stay. I don't want the video to be everywhere. This is what sucks when you don't have your own recording equipment. That goes... I'd say that Frankenstein and the Bride are the funnest, the most fun to go up against. They're pretty fun. Get Mummy and Dracula out of here. Those people ain't no fun. They literally ain't. I don't find Dracula or the Mummy fun to go up against. When you play your first game, they suggest you go up against Dracula and the creature from the Black Lagoon. Dun, 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 dun. So, the Frankenstein is going to start, and I can't even see. The Frankenstein is going to start in the graveyard. I really hope you guys can see, like, where? You see it? Oh no, wait, there he is. You can start. Yes, starting here. And the Bride's going to be starting all the way over at the dungeon. So, what you're going to do, FYI, the little exclamation point ability only affects the Bride. Yeah. It only affects the Bride. So what you do is you're going to have to play yellow items to Frankenstein and blue items to the Bride. But you'll have to be in the same space as them. If you play a yellow item with a strength of 4, while you're in the same place as Frankenstein, you're going to move the dial up 4. You get Frankenstein all the way to 11. You're going to take this dial. You're going to flip it upside down to him smiling. If you get the Bride to 8 with blue items, you're going to flip it over. You have to keep them away from each other, or the terror dial is going to go up. When they both learn to be human, then you got to make them meet, and then you defeat them. So that's how you beat them. Depending on what item, like if you play, like I said, if you play a yellow item with a strength of 4 to Frankenstein's space, you can also move Frankenstein that many spaces, which that'll definitely help you keep him away from the Bride until they both learn to be human. So that's it for them. Next, we got a really, really cool dude to go up against. We got the creature from the Black Lagoon. I was about to say Lake Monster, but no, it's creature from the Black. My back ages. So I said earlier that the creature from the Black Lagoon is the only one who can inhabit or occupy water spaces. The creature also has his own board to play on. Well, you can't play on him. You can't play on that board, but, see, he has this little ship here. Oh, wait, I'm upside down. He has this little ship here. And I'll tell you what to do with the ship. I'm almost done setting him up. Hold on. Oh, so basically, what you're trying to do for Dracula is kill him. What you're make sure he has nowhere to hide, then kill him. For the Mummy, what you're trying to do is put him to... Whoa, my hair. What you're trying to do for the Mummy is put him to rest. Stop making him look for his true love. For Frankenstein and the Bride, you're trying to teach him to be human again. For the creature, you're trying to drag him away. You're trying to get him to... You're trying to find his lair and trap him there. So, what you'll have to do... The creature is the one where you actually need all colored items for. to win. See, he has this little camp layout, so you got to go to this camp space, and you got to play an item with. You got to play a blue item, red item, or yellow item. You play. See this little ship. If you play. Wait. Like, if you play a... Jesus Christ. If you play a blue item, you're going to move from the start to the next blue X. It's kind of like Candy. You draw a card, move to space. Play yellow, you move to the next yellow X. When you get all the way around and over to the lair, then you got to go to the creature space and play a red, yellow, and blue item to defeat him. Man, this video is crap, isn't it? The only places that the creature can get into the city are in the cave, the abbey, whatever that is, the institute, or the docks. Those are the only spaces he can get into the city. And he's also the only one that can go on those water spaces. He's the only monster whose monster cards might actually help you a little bit. Next, we have probably maybe the most confusing one to explain, the Wolfman. Second to last monster. Bear with me, we're almost done. I know this video sucks. I know you guys don't want to suffer anymore, but so bear with me. Where is he? I hope I didn't lose the Wolfman's piece at my dad's house. I might have. Oh boy, this ain't good. Oh wait. Where I put the monsters at, there's a little hole in the layout, there's a little hole in the side of the filler in the box, and he fell in there. The Wolfman's piece fell in there. Here we have the Wolfman's piece. Has the afro, dude. At least his piece does. Not his portrait, but his piece does. Okay, so I'm gonna have to actually move my tablet over, because it's over where the Wolfman starts at. Well, now it is, but I think. Hold on, guys. There's a point where I'm filming videos and it just makes me tired, and then I start hating it. So set up for the Wolfman, you're going to have the laboratory layout there. You're going to have the Wolfman in the mansion. You're going to have the cure right there. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to the laboratory, play blue items with a strength of 1, 2 blue items with a strength of 1, 2 blue items with a strength of 2, and 2 blue items with a strength of 3. After that, and you can only do that at the laboratory. After that, you'll take the cure. Now, you have to go to the Wolfman space and play red items with a strength of 6 or more along with the cure to defeat him. So, the Wolfman, you're trying to cure him. Not kill him, because the guy, I swear to God, I'm gonna break this tablet. Come on! Okay, and now we got the last monster, which is the Invisible Man. One of my favorites to go up against. Also, the Wolfman also has his hunted emblem. So we have the Invisible Man. Unlike all the other monsters, the Invisible Man, probably the most underappreciated and least famous of these monsters, also gets the least special pieces. He only has one, which is the layout of the precinct. So basically what you're trying to do for the Invisible Man is